Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Kusmariati, lecturer at Faculty of Economics and Business, Janabadra University. In this chance, I would like to present our research, which title Work from Home, the Role of Work Engagement on Productivity During COVID-19, Corona Pandemic Study in Teachers and lecturers in Yogyakarta Province and city near Yogyakarta. Abstract. First, introduction. The emergence of coronavirus brings lots of effects, such as limitation, discontinuation of all common human activities. Therefore, the phrase work from home, which held meaning to work, study, and pray from home, become familiar. One of the possible activities from home is teaching and learning activities, the duty of teacher and lecturer online. The change in teaching and learning activities triggers stress for teachers and lecturers. Strong commitment and motivation, work engagement, are needed if teachers and lecturers were to remain productive. So, research about work from home during coronavirus pandemic hasn't been done before. The previous empirical study was about telecommuting, which means working outside of the usual workplace done on purpose and with careful planning. The purpose of this research: how productive teachers and lecturers while working from home during the urgency of coronavirus COVID-19. The level of productivity is measured by stress level and work environment, whilst noticing the role of work engagement. And a case study in Yogyakarta Province and cities near the area. Second, review of the literature and hypothesis. Work from home and productivity. The measurement of performance level of teachers and lecturers is based on Indonesian law of teachers and lecturers, number 14, 2005. The previous research by Kasekami proved employees who work at home have a higher level of productivity, have a higher life satisfaction, which increase their productivity level than employees who work at the office. Second, blue proof employees who work at home more productive and happier. The third, researchers G. Kim et al. Found the influence of work environment towards the productivity of employees. Fourth, Asade and Sarin stated employees have a lower absence level, lower disturbance at work, more flexible in work schedule, have a higher ability to control their personal matters, and have more time for family and for their work. So, we can state it, the first hypothesis: work environment at home positively influence the productivity of teachers and lecturers. About stress. Working at home can also increase the stress level because employees have to balance the office work and domestic work. Irena stated, stress has significantly negative influence towards work satisfaction, but doesn't directly influence the performance of employees. Kasekami stated that stress doesn't directly influence the productivity of employees. So, we can state the second hypothesis. Stress by working at home negatively influence the productivity of teachers and lecturers. About work engagement and productivity. Kang and Kang found out that employees who have high work engagement would be able to decrease their stress level, would be able to perform highly through the support of their superiors. Osborne and Monteiro stated that employees would have high-level contribution if there was an effective supervision that would generate high performance. Sands stated that the contribution of employees directly influence performance, even though it is relatively small. So, the third hypothesis can be stated, work engagement positively influence productivity of teachers and lecturers. The third method, sample. Subjects and population in this research is teachers and lecturers who work in Yogyakarta province and cities near the area. The sample with purposive sampling, collect, and convenience technique. Sample has a few conditions. Have been certified, qualification as educator, so total of the sample 151 people. We use a questionnaire, Likert scale which has range from 1 to 7. So total 40 items of question. Statistical analysis, we use instrument test, classical assumption, goodness of fit, multilinear regression with intervening. Fourth, results. So, the discussion about respondent characteristic. About gender, circa 70% is woman and 30% men. The profession, circa 80% teacher and 20% lecturer. Work at Yogyakarta, circa 29%, and from out of Yogyakarta, 70%. Education background, bachelor, 63%, master degree, 30%, and PhD, 5%. Experience, more than 10 years, majority, so circa 80%. Less than 10 years, 20%. Age, more than 50 years old, 45%, and 41 to 50 years old, 30%, and less from 40 years, 25%. Marital status, married, 86%, single 9%, and widow 5%. The result of test, reliability test. The results, each item of the question is reliable. Validity test, result, all the questions are valid. Multicollinearity test, all three variables meet the condition. Heteroscedasticity test, the result is heteroscedasticity didn't happen. And normality test, the result is the residual data distributed normally. And from the goodness of it, the regression model can be used to predict the results. The result from descriptive statistic work from home about a variable work environment, circa 50% respondent stated that the family support working productively, but only 40% from respondents stated satisfied with working from home. About stress, more than 50% respondents stated that family is not fully supportive, and 40% from respondents stated they couldn't be disciplined, so their work is delayed. 40% from respondents also stated the working environment is not so conducive, and 45% respondents stated that felt bored and fed up of work from home. 10 to 30% stated one stress during work from home. About a work engagement, 63% respondents stated passionate about doing their work, and more than 70% proud of their work and profession. 60% felt their work is so challenging, and 50% always feel motivated while working. About productivity variable, 60% respondents stated they remain productive, more efficient, and often spend more than their working hours. 50% stated more creative and innovative, but only 35% work accurately and on time. Work environment and stress influence the productivity of teachers and lecturers. Work engagement as an intervening variable. This figure stated the multi-regression. So the regression equation, there are three equations: productivity with work environment, stress, and work engagement. And then the second equation, productivity only with work environment and stress. And the third equation, work engagement as dependent variable, so with work environment and stress as the independent variable. The result of the multi-regression analysis, productivity, regression equation with productivity as a dependent variable and work environment and stress as independent variable. So, work engagement is not mediation that influence work environment and stress toward productivity. The probability level of both significant independent variables, work environment, significant, and stress, significant too. The result of this research support the research by Asade about employees who are permitted to work at home have low absence level, low disturbance towards their job, more flexible about their work schedule. The results of this research support Kasekami that employees who work at home have a much higher level productivity compared to those who work at the office, increase their life satisfaction. Increase their productivity level is not completely supported by this research. Work from home is an urgent situation. Unlike telecommuting, which was intentional and well planned. So, this research answer the first hypothesis states that the work environment during work from home positively influence teacher and lecturers' productivity. Stress has positive influence at the value of 0.131 and significant. Only 50 respondents are stressed because their family is not fully supportive during work from home. Works are delayed, feeling bored and fed up. So, the other side, 50% respondents are not stressed. This research supports Bloom that employees who work from home far happier than those who work at the office or the enterprise. Third, the stress negatively and significantly influence work satisfaction. Nevertheless, doesn't directly influence employees' performance. So, the second hypothesis states that stress during work from home negatively influence teacher and lecturers' productivity is not proven. So, with a regression equation with a productivity as a dependent variable with work environment, stress and work engagement as a independent variable. So, work engagement has a positive influence on productivity at the level of 0.217 and significant. So, this result, supported by respondent descriptive, more than half of them remain passionate and motivated challenge during work from home. This also support previous researchers. Kang employees who have high-level engagement will decrease their stress. And Osborne stated that the effort and contribution of the employees would deliver high productivity. The analysis of this research proof the third hypothesis states that the employee's contribution toward their job, work engagement, positively influence the productivity of teacher and lecturer. Conclusion. The result of this research shows that the work environment positively influences the productivity of teachers and lecturers. Nevertheless, stress turned out to positively influence the productivity of teachers and lecturers as well. This means the better the work environment at home, the higher the teachers and lecturers' productivity level. The same way applies to stress, although the coefficient of stress relatively small. Whilst work engagement variable is insignificant as mediation variable, however, as the independent variable, it has significant influence. Adjusted R squared, a 0, a point 48 and 2 shows that the productivity of teachers and lecturers could be explained by the work environment, stress, and work engagement as much as 48.2%, and the rest by other variables outside of this research. Thank you for Thank you very much for your attention. These references, and thank you very much for your attention.